Now, how do you okay, so for me, I'm in Florida, and so I'm going to speak on that. However, you can do the same processes in other states. It's just a different process because they have different, their agency is set up a little different. It's either judicial or if it's non-judicial, and all these other different things. And some people, they have magistrates, some, it's just different. But here in Florida, the first thing that you could do to expose the fraud is to do a process. Or you don't even have to do a process. You just send a cease and desist letter to the Department of Revenue. Put your case number on there. Establish that you some type of jurisdictional document, as like an affidavit of truth or something like that, to let them know that you putting them on notice. You're gonna file a complaint or whatever you want to do. For me, I just did cease and desist, and here in Florida, they responded within 7 days. I don't have the document to read to you at this time, but I do have the document, and it's going to it's to some effect. It's going to say that the case doesn't even exist. I don't care if it's private. My case was particularly what was private, but I know you can also have child custody, child support through the public welfare system and all of that stuff. And so no matter which way it is, they're going to tell you the same thing. Mine was private. However, it's going to say the same thing. They're going to, and then once the child support order is dismissed, they're going to send the other parent a response within the same, like some generic bullshit, just to, filter their fraud. Because that's how they let you know that this shit is fraud, and everything they're doing, they have violated your rights on so many levels, right? They're going to violate all your rights. Everything that this whole process, the reason that they got this child support and got through that is they violated your rights on so many levels. It's unconstitutional, period. And so some of the things I'm going to read, I'm going to read it from the Florida statutes. But your basic rights: all natural persons. Section 4, freedom of speech and press. Section 5, right to assemble. The people shall have the right to peacefully to assemble, to instruct their representatives, and to petition for the redress of grievances. In the private, we file petitions, we file notices, we file affidavits, in memorandums. We have other things that we can file, but we typically want to stay away from motions. We typically want to stay away. Don't ever use their forms. You use your own paperwork. They try to charge you for everything about them is about money. The clerks will try to tell you you can't, and you say, well, tell me what constitutional right. You have to challenge these people because they're only told what their instructed should do. And so you can't really be mad at some of these people. Just be like, okay, well, you are violating my rights. I have the right to file this. I don't have to use your paperwork, and show me where in your and they'll go and they'll file. Like, don't let these people walk all over you. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for your rights. You have to invoke your rights, because nothing these people are doing is constitutional. Everything that they're doing is illegal, and it's all about money. They shouldn't even be charging you to file it into a case or anything like that, but they do it all the time because nobody is invoking their rights. You have no rights in these systems. You have to remember that. You have no rights when you're dealing with an attorney. You have to remember that. You have no rights. All attorneys are corporate attorneys, and you need to remember that. You need to you need to understand that. So when you are doing something that's trying to protect your legacy and protect your rights and protect your liberties and protect your freedom, you may not want to look to hire an attorney. You need to show up in your proper capacity, your proper person, your Propria Persona, and that is how you will win. Because they're not even supposed to be transacting with you anyways in your personal capacity. That's why they bring you into that fiction, which is a person, a natural person, individual, and all that bullshit that they say that it is. And when you read the definition of that, I'm going to read the one from Florida. They have like multiple definitions for a person, individual, and all of this, and not one of them means a human person, living soul, breathing soul, spirit entity that you are. So you need to understand that everything. Anytime you hire an attorney, anytime you're dealing with the judicial system, it is fraudulent, it's false, it's fictitious. You must invoke your rights, because you have no rights in these. You waive all your rights. You have no rights. They are all statutory courts, statutory jurisdictions, statutory. They function in statutes, codes, and regulations, and that only applies to their employees. That only applies to their citizens and those people they put under that authority. You're not that, and you need to understand that. A person includes individuals, children, firms, associations, joint ventures, partnerships, estates, trusts, business trusts, syndicates, fiduciaries, corporations, and all other groups or combinations. Person in any other word or term used to designate the applicant or the other party entitled to a benefit or privilege or render liable under the provisions of this chapter means a juristic person as well as a natural person. Juristic person includes a firm, partnership, corporation, union, association, or other organization capable of suing and being sued in a court of law. Do you understand that? Did you just hear that? That is the second definition, and this is under construct of statutes in the Florida Statutes, Title 1. Chapter 1, and then they have other ones under regulation of trade and commerce, investment. They have, but they all, none of them means a human being, living soul, human, live, breathing soul capacity who pumps blood. And then when you have this color skin, that's a whole nother systematic problem, right? Under state and trust, they have estates and trusts. They have their different definitions. So it's just, you have to understand that these are this is their corporate bylaws, right? And also another way that they get you is because you take benefits from them. You get, the whole entire child support system was, for, to destroy the family, destroy the family, the wife in the especially black families, to destroy it. Are we going to give you all these benefits and privileges, but you got to kick the man out? The man got to get out of the house. He cannot be in the home. He cannot, all of these different things. And so this is what, this is just a part of systematic oppression. All right. And this is just where we are in it. Here we go. Okay. I don't know why this hat it's just look cricket. It's